All right, welcome to the Philly Fox and Danny D Eagles podcast, Phillies edition, and that's the star of the show, Philly Fox, and I'm your host, Danny D, and we are coming to you from our Eagles perch in the Ed Bobko Memorial Studios in beautiful Morristown, PA. All right, so we're going to talk Phillies. First topic, Philly.
Well, Ranger Suarez, he was the only bright spot from the pitching staff.
Yeah. I mean, and Ranger, did really well. But let's talk about everybody else. Well, not everybody else, but okay. So Nola's still hurt. And then who else we got? We
Luzardo.
got Luzardo, which we can talk about. Go ahead. You can talk about Luzardo.
Well, 12 earned runs in Game 2. His ERA rose from 2.15 to 3.58.
Yeah, I mean that's over a 50% increase in just one game. Now we're going to hope that this
was an anomaly, as you said.
Yeah, an anomaly. It's just not going to be the norm. I mean, I don't think you pitch as good as he pitched all season long, and then all of a sudden just fall apart. So hopefully it's not a little injury or something like that that's going to nag him and then turn it around. But we hope we feel he can get it turned around, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Because he never blew up that badly in any of his starts, so...
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? You're going to have those games. The Phillies have been on both sides of that type of game before.
Because I'll throw in Wheeler. Like, Wheeler had a bad start his last outing, but he's had how many good ones in a row, so we give him somewhat of a free pass.
Sure. And Sanchez?
Well, Sanchez has been solid. He was kind of against the Athletics, but we bailed him out,
Right.
But I mean, he's been doing his job for the most part.
Right. But none of them, and so that's why you were saying, Ranger really has been the guy that has looked the best, and which is very encouraging, being that he was out and he was injured and coming back, and I heard there's also going to be a couple of moves that they made. Aren't they bringing
Mick Gable back up?
Yeah, right. He's going to be pitching in Toronto, I think.
Or in Walker's spot, I think.
Okay,
because Walker had one bad outing, and we've seen enough of you. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the case as much. I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way, right? Because there's a lot of Walker haters out there, but I think it's more of that he's a better fit. In the bullpen, he's been in there, he's done well, and he's kind of accepted the role of that he's going to do whatever the team needs. And I think they're also bringing up, boy, I'm bad with names, but I think they're bringing up another kid, young kid from the Pigs this week. Also, they might be bringing him up. Darn, I feel bad.
Well, I read, Abel. That's, the headline I read. I didn't read
I know. That's okay. But I feel bad for the kid because he's really good, and I'll make sure we get it in for next week because he's had a really good year, and want to give him a plug. All right. So what do you got next?
Well, say Turner, the costly error today.
Yeah. That sucked. I mean, the guy's been having a great on an offensive stretch right now. He's hitting the ball real well, and I'm not going to say that excuses the errors, right?
Oh yeah, nothing excuses errors.
Yeah, I mean we need him to be better, and of course it was at a critical time. It ended up costing us quite a bit, but there's not much you can say about it other than he's going to get better. I don't know. How do you feel about everybody, every time he makes an error, everybody's, you got the people, the haters that say, throw him in the outfield, put him in the outfield. Do you have any feelings about that?
Well, they're knee-jerk reactions because, like I said, I'd like to see them go out there and play shortstop and these 100-mile-an-hour fastballs hit toward, it's not as easy as it looks,
Yeah. And, and if they were to do that, I think that I would rather see something like that at the beginning of a season where he kind of has a spring training. I know, originally I was dead set against it, but now I found out that he's actually has played the outfield and played the outfield even in the majors before he became an infielder. So it's not like it would be something totally new for him. So, but I don't really think it's going to happen in the middle of the season. And with his bat, and if his bat stays hot, Unfortunately, you're just going to have to eat a couple of these errors every now and then. You can say they lost the game because of that error today, but that's not really the reason. If you eat me, because no one play really loses it.
Their bats weren't hot enough.
Yeah, right. I mean, what did they score today?
2 runs.
2 runs. I mean, you got to be able with that kind of lineup. They ought to be able to put more than 2 runs on the board, even if Harper's not in. Right.
I agree. Like Schwarber, Castellanos, they all got to step up.
Yeah. And where's Stott been, and everybody else. So, all right, cool. What else you got?
Or Weston Wilson, like it was a costly misplay, but it wasn't ruled an error by the judgment.
Right. Yeah. It was just he misplayed it, and so if we're gonna pick on Turner and we're gonna say Turner had an error, we're gonna call out Weston Wilson on that too, because that was also a big contributor, and you just got to do better. Guys, you're gonna make errors, but you got to do better. All right. What else you got?
I said the offense, Schwarber did help us offense, but I mean overall, no one really showed up outside that one hit.
Yeah. It's a shame, this whole thing with Harper, because, he was so hot. It seemed like it was working out. He was finally starting to see pitches. He was starting to have rockets, missiles and bombs out of the park. It looked good. Of course, now he got hit. And, you know how I think about that. We talked about that. People want to say that, they were like, oh, you got to hit the pitcher back. You got to get back at the pitcher that got him. Are these pitchers really throwing at him? I don't think so. The guy's like right on top of the plate. So, they're going to throw tight on him. I mean, they have to throw tight on him. If you're going to be right on top of the plate, they own that. They own the plate. They have the right to throw in there, and they're going to be off a little bit. So, unfortunately, he's gotten hit quite a bit. He gets hurt. He misses time because of this. But you're going to have that with the type of batting stance that he has. The rest of the offense, I don't know. They need to pick it up. But as bad as we say they are, they still have a good record. They took 2 out of 3 against the Braves, right?
We were feeling good then.
Yeah, we were feeling good, and then they come into the play the Brewers, and I'm like, hey, the red hot Phillies, and they go and lose 3 in a row. So I told Philly, man, that's the last time I'm going to say they're red hot the rest of the year, even if they are. So, you got anything else?
Well, Hoskins, unfortunately.
Yeah, we missed that guy. I know, and it turns out he actually had some good games against us, right?
2 3-run bombs against Luzardo that game, but
yeah, I mean, and that's what the guy can do. I mean, he's a liability at first. I know that, but a lot of people are liabilities. We on the field and make mistakes, but their offense makes up for it. The guy's having a decent season. I think they said he's batting like around 270. He's only a career lifetime 240, 250 batter, so he's having a good season. But he's also got that personality, right? He's got the
swag.
The swag. That bat toss that he did, when he belted a home run. The guy, he's got great field presence. And he's a good bench guy, and he knows how to get the team motivated, and he can pick up the team when some of the other guys are cold. So I miss him, and I blame Harper, because Harper at first base, Harper should have went back to the outfield. We disagree on that on some of this, but
because part of it I think is Hoskins just couldn't stay healthy his past couple of years in Philly, He ended the season on IR 3 out of the last 4 years. So
yeah, and I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. But I also feel that Harper coming to first contributed to it more and kind of pushed it over the top. I think you could have taken the amount of at-bats that he was giving you and the amount of games he was giving you and platooned somebody else in there. There were other people available. It didn't have to be Harper that went to first. So, but anyway, it's worked out for the most part. But I miss him. I think we can win without him, but I think we would have been better with him.
I do agree there.
Yeah. What else you got?
Lastly, I'll say Topper. Like, he was ejected over a controversial balk call, because the third base umpire can't rule a balk in that situation from first to second.
Right.
And that's what he was arguing.
Yeah.
Because, like, the first base umpire was he said out, and then, then the third base overruled him and said balk, and then
yeah,
I don't blame him for getting mad and getting tossed and all that. So
yeah, and good for him, because a lot of people complain that Topper doesn't go out there and argue calls, doesn't ever get tossed, and maybe that's what this team needs. A lot of times there's been managers that have done that on purpose over the years. Trying to get their teams motivated and stuff. There I am clicking that water bottle again. I'm going to stop because that gets to be annoying. But yeah, no, good for him. I'm glad he showed some emotion. I'm glad he went out there. And these umpires have to know when they make a bad call.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what else we got? Was that it?
Yeah, because there's not much good to talk about because it was all mostly bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it started out good. It started out a good week. I mean, we were both happy taking 2 out of 3 against the Braves, and then it just took a dump. It just took a crap against the against the Brewers, Yes. And you're gonna have that. You're gonna have that. It's just especially when it's a combination of the pitching and the hitting, both doing it at the same time. But I feel confident that we're going to pick it right back up, and we're going to be there. And we got solid pitching, and the bats go cold.
I mean, there's times with the Dodgers, Yankees, it happens to all them too.
It happens to every team. Happens to all the best hitters and stuff. So I feel fine. All right. We're going to throw in a little Eagles note.
That's about Bryce Huff getting traded to the Niners.
Yeah, we might as well throw that in there because this actually is a Eagles podcast, So, how do you feel about that?
Well, he never fit Fangio's scheme, so they tell us. There might be deeper roots to it.
Yeah, I think there's more to it. I mean, there was an injury involved, but how does a guy have 10, 11 sacks for the Jets and then just come here and then he doesn't do anything? So maybe he was more injured. Maybe there's more to the story. Maybe it's a personality clash. Maybe it just didn't fit the scheme. Maybe other players, like you said, Zach Bond and other players ended up stepping up and doing so well that there just really wasn't enough plays for him to show his wares. So good for him, that he gets to extend his career. He's reunited with his coach out there, right?
Robert Saleh.
Right, because he went to San Francisco. And I think it's it's Sunday night, so we're thinking that was going to get finalized today, but or tomorrow at the latest, and but no reason it shouldn't go through. So okay, quick Eagles update. All right, so remember, if you don't hate us,
like us,
right, and then you can subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and then you can follow us on
X and YouTube.
Yeah, and Twitter. Yeah, the old Twitter. A lot of people still call it Twitter. And Philly will be doing the game updates and the game recaps. So, all right then. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's go Phillies!